So, video games has been a big part of my life. For a very long time, I remember playing Pong in a cabinet as a kid. That's a pretty long time ago. Pong in a cabinet was a little while after Pong had been invented, but that's the beginning for sure. Um, and I've played a lot of games. When I say underrated, I mean my personally underrated. They may have been popular to some contingent I'm not aware of, or something like that. But games that when I think of underrated, it's games that I really did not have high expectations at all, and ended up being much better than I expected. And my number one on this is the most surprising number one. Um, and it's going to continue to be number one for a long time because I'm going to keep playing it. I'll tell you a little story about it. So, I was, this was maybe, I'm not sure, maybe 5, maybe 6 years ago, maybe 4 years, 4 to 6 years ago, we'll say. Uh, and I would go to GameStop and just check out their discount bin and look for a game I hadn't heard of, didn't know anything about, take it home, throw it in there, get a good laugh. And I only did this once. I was going to start doing it regularly. And me and the girl that were at GameStop were making fun of the game. Like, we were laughing. She was like, "Are you sure about this one?" I was like, "I know." I was like, "I don't know." It was a PlayStation game. And I remember putting it in and going, "Okay, well, it's a little better than the graphics were terrible. The concept is a zombie game. I don't like zombie games typically. And the graphics were just awful, but I've never been a big graphics person. I'm more about gameplay. But there was an early sign that was really good. If I recall, it said there was a seed number for the world. Now, when there's a seed number on a world, that usually means there's a lot of details, minor details. Typically, it means it's going to create a world of some kind. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to be good, right? I mean, actually, when I hear procedural generation, I normally just think it's probably not going to be a very good game, because it's been my experience. You still have to program assets, right? I mean, it's not going to make the world really any more dynamic necessarily. The procedurally generated worlds can be bad, for sure. They don't accomplish what your imagination tells you they're going to accomplish. But the first hour of this game, I thought, wait a minute, this game might actually be good. And of course, this game is 7 Days to Die. This is the PlayStation version. This isn't even the PC version, which I also have played. And I remember my first playthrough, that seventh day, I just real quick built a little, I think I dug a hole and tried to put some wood over it. And they're all over me. And what makes 7 Days to Die, if you haven't played it, or let's say you don't know anything about 7 Days to Die, basically it's a survival game. And at this time, this was when survival games were at their peak. I mean, there were a ton of them. But this one was a little different, because whereas, like, let's take like Minecraft. Minecraft is you're like building a building. If you make a building too big, the enemy can spawn right inside your building, right? If you make a building, there isn't a lot of utility to making buildings in Minecraft. Now, at this time, I don't know about now. Things have changed a lot in Minecraft. But this gave a lot of purpose to surviving. Most games just survive. This game, you had 7 days, game days, to survive, but you couldn't just hang out and survive. You had to go get supplies. You had to go figure out, you had to explore. It was necessary to explore. And there's just this is like pushing you, where it's not just exploring, right? I mean, you had to explore. This made everything you discovered much more interesting. Everything you find that had any remote amount of usefulness was very useful. knowing that, hey, I got 2 days and I'm behind. And now it's like, okay, I was going to use this building to try to bunker up in. Now I'm going to use this other building to bunker up in that. So then you get a little more powerful, and you start making there's just tons of abandoned houses. And not only that, a lot of times you had to clear them out. Then you go to a different house, you think, okay, I can work with this. And then you're like, maybe I'll go to a bigger house. Now, you could make a house from the ground up, but why would you? You don't have to. So you start building on bigger houses. And the next thing I know, I'm thinking I dominated one of, maybe it was the second or third attack. After 7 days, these zombies just horde in at you. And you got to survive that night. And it's a long night. I mean, it's fun. Just sitting there, you're wondering, can they get through my traps? Will they be able to get through everything I've set up for them? Oh, and put spikes in the basement, did all kinds of things that, set up tons of places where they would fall. And I remember it was the third one, man, I had it down. And I thought, man, this fourth one, I'm curious what's going to happen. I don't know which one it was, but I remember going to the top of the building, getting ready, thinking this is going to be fun to watch them try to get in. And now they got flying zombies. So now you have another way you have to think about it. And it just gets harder and harder and harder. And I remember thinking, when am I going to get bored with this game? And it just got more fun and more fun. So this was, I think, around the time Battlefield 1 was out, which is probably one of the greatest games I've ever played. Not in terms of gameplay, but meeting other people and playing with other people. And they did an update to this game, to 7 Days to Die. I was like, there's an update? So I thought, I'll pledge to check out the update. And here I was, addicted all over again. Just playing this game nonstop. So about a year or two ago, I saw there was another update, and I got it on PC and thought, I'll just play for a little bit. And here I am playing. I remember deliberately stopping myself from playing because I had so many games to play that I was not going to be trying any more games if I kept playing 7 Days to Die. Well, another update just came out 2 weeks ago. And the improvements look amazing. And I cannot wait to play this game again. If you're looking for a game, if you like that gameplay loop of addiction, where you just want to keep coming back and keep coming back, and you like crafting things, I haven't got into anything that's in this game. There's just tons of things in this game. You can craft guns, you invent new things. One of the best things you can invent is a little helicopter. When you do that, it just takes the game to another level. But again, it wouldn't matter if you could most of these games, if you invent a helicopter, you just do it just to do it. Not this game. You need it, right? I mean, you need it. It's gonna help you survive. And all this stuff's customizable. If you don't like the whole 7 days you get invaded, you can change that. Or maybe you just want to craft and survive just until the 7th day. You can do that too. You can really cater the experience to what you're looking for. I think I had it at one point where I got invaded every 14 days or something like that. And for that one playthrough, that really worked for me. So highly recommend this game. I like games that demand a lot of me, that want me to keep playing, that want me to get better, and have sort of get tougher as you play it, and you have to get better. And that is one of the things that I can commend this game on. It is quite an experience, very much worth your time, unless you're big on graphics. Big on graphics, this game's not for you. But if you're just big on just fun gameplay and that whole gameplay loop of addiction, it's got that in spades.